We give God all the praise. He deserves all glory. Acts chapter 27. I'm reading from verse 10. Acts 27, verse 10. Now let me read from verse 9. Now, when much time had been spent, and sailing was now dangerous, because the fast was already over, Paul advised them. So there is Paul advising them. Verse 10, saying, men, I perceive, I sense in my spirit, I foresee that this voyage, this journey will end in disaster and much loss, not only of the cargo and ship, but also of lives. Verse 11, nevertheless, the centurion was more persuaded by the helmsman and the owner of the ship than the things spoken by Paul. And because the harbor was not suitable for winter in, the majority advised to set sail from there also, if by any means they could reach Phoenix, a harbor of Crete, opening the southwest and northeast, and winter there. So my focus is on Paul perceived by the Spirit. Paul sensed in his spirit that there would be danger. But Paul was on trial. He had appealed. So a centurion was taking Paul to Rome. But when Paul, a spiritual man, perceived, the Bible says in verse 11 that nevertheless, the centurion was more persuaded by the helmsman. The helmsman is the driver, for want of a better word, of the ship. The one who steers the ship. Why? Okay, there's Paul on one side, who has spiritual insight connected to God. And there was the helmsman and the rest. The helmsman had knowledge of the road, knowledge of the ship, knowledge of the times, knowledge of the weather. He had received some training in the field of navigation, navigating the ship, steering it. So there is one spiritual person saying there will be danger, and there is one who has knowledge. And they said the centurion was more persuaded by the helmsman because he had knowledge. This is what we do to ourselves. We feel because we are intellectuals, because we are so vested in some area, we cannot rely on the Spirit. So we have the tendency to drift easily to somebody who has more knowledge on the subject matter and ignore the one who is speaking from what he's sensing by connecting to the giver of all gifts and the creator of the whole universe. And we decide that our knowledge of the journey, our knowledge, the knowledge of our crafts, our intellect, our skill can take us through. When one man was saying that there will be danger, this man may be a fisherman, a tent maker. He has no knowledge of the journey. He doesn't know the coordinates, but by the Spirit he discerned. And the majority said, let's move. When Paul was saying that there will be danger. Now, I'm drawing your attention to something. Where would you stand? Would you stand with the man speaking by the Spirit, or you stand with the one who has knowledge? Having knowledge is very good, but let your knowledge submit to spiritual insight, genuine spiritual insight, and you'll be delivered from danger. I pray for you that you listen more to what your spirit is telling you, and your knowledge can take you far when you listen to what your spirit is telling you. When you submit to God, humble yourself, humble your intellect, humble what you know, and let God cause your spirit to have information. This is Pastor Edamado, and God bless you.